Friday the 3rd of February 2012. Good morning, welcome to today's United Kingdom talk. Good news about my little Toyota Aygo. It has been fixed, boys and girls. Not only has it been fixed, hang on, let me get, oh, it's in another envelope, just a minute. I have my receipts. Oh God, where is it? Oh, hang on, Oh, I need a new envelope. I need a February envelope. I've had to put it temporarily in the January envelope. Because I'm self-employed, I have to keep receipts for everything that I do that is connected to my job, which includes the car and electricity, gas, that sort of thing. And it's like for the tax. Do you see what I mean? I have and I have envelopes. I have an envelope for each month. This is January's envelope. February's envelope I shall have to make after I finish the show today. Do not worry. Anyway, so I took my car in, my little Toyota Aygo, because I noticed that diesel fumes were coming into the cabin, boys and girls. Oh, it sounds like a plane, doesn't it? Coming into the business class cabin on my Toyota Aygo. I was, I mean, I could have died. You don't care, do you? No one cares. Nobody cares. I could have suffocated in that car. Anyway, they were coming in if I had the air intake switched to outside to in, i.e. it takes the air from outside and brings that through the engine and into the car, rather than recirculate, where it just recirculates the air that's already in your car. And it'd been going on for some time, so I took it in, and it's been fixed at quite an expensive thing it was as well. I cannot tell you how much. I mean, all I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to eat for the rest of the month, boys and girls. I really don't. It was quite expensive. Anyway, so they'd done the job and I got the car back and noticed immediately that the fault was fixed. Now, what have they done? It says here, if there's anyone who knows anything about cars, I'm going to ask you something in a minute. Removed all top engine covers and ancillary items to find number 3 injector seal failed. Allowing exhaust gases to pass and enter the passenger cabin. Doesn't say anything about the danger to me. It should say, putting Chris Reardon, international celebrity, award-winning DJ, landlord, global broadcaster, environmental conservationist, and many other things, and more importantly, your fairy godmother. Okay, no mention of me at all and the health risks that it may have caused me. In the meantime, dear, no one cares. Nobody cares. Anyway, it goes on. Removed all injectors and replaced seals, cleaning out carbon deposits from injector seats. Tested all okay. And then at the bottom there is rather enormous amount of money that's cost me. But, you know, that's not happened and it's been going 6 years, so, well, I accept that. The thing is, right, not only has it cured the problem, but the car seems to be going like a rocket. It absolutely does. Not only is it going like a rocket, but remember it's a diesel car, so it's a little bit noisy. Especially if you're coming home very late at night, you know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and you stop you stop moving and you get out the car to put it in the garage, and the noise then is noticeable, but it's almost half the noise. It's much quieter. Not only that, but it seems to be more powerful now as it's going down the motorway. Now, regular viewers and listeners to the show will know I drive economically, okay? On the motorway, I do no faster usually than about 55 miles an hour all the way home. But I've noticed it on, like, acceleration, you know, when you're, like, stopped at the light goes green, put your foot down and off you go. I've noticed it's much more powerful. So has one of those things that he's done here changed something else in there? What has happened there? Because I've got to be honest, before this job was done, I didn't really notice that it was a bit slow, or I think I did notice it had become a little bit noisy, but certainly not. It hadn't slowed down at all. But certainly, since this job was done, the car is now it seems more powerful and a lot less noisy. If you know anything about cars, please explain this to me. What has happened there that has achieved this? And is it something that perhaps I should do more often? Is it something I could do? What is it again? It's got to be something with the carbon deposits from injector seats removed. Would that be an easy thing to do? What would you have to do that? Do let us know. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I ought to ask my nephew, actually, Gary. Gary and his wife Stacey having a baby next year. Yes, I'm going to be a great uncle. And also my niece and her husband, Tracy and Ben, having baby next year. A great uncle ×2. How wonderful is that? Also, I hear, well, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tell you this, but my other nephew, Jimmy Butler, 14, has his first girlfriend and they've kissed. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they've done tongues. They've kissed. They've kissed. Which is disappointing, really. I'm sure this fancy of girls is a phase. He's just going for a So, yes, we think Jimmy might have a girlfriend, but we don't ask. We don't ask, do we? No, because they're very embarrassed about it all. Not allowed to ask anything about her. I'm even blocked. Can you believe that I'm blocked from putting messages on my own nephew's wall now? Because clearly he is at that age now where parents, and especially mad uncles like me, have become an embarrassment. Yes, I have officially become an embarrassment. I'm sure. Which, of course, I mean, the fact that I cannot put things on his wall, I'm afraid that will have to be reflected in this year's birthday and Christmas presents. Absolutely. Definitely. Righty-ho. Couple of stories here I've noticed in the news, boys and girls. First of all, there's a threat from a new virus-infected emails which take over your PC even if you don't open the attachments. Now, this is the first I've heard from this. Ever since I've had a computer right up to today, I understood that if you got an attachment on an email, okay, and you're a little bit iffy about it, do not open it because it's the attachment. Once it's opened, bang, virus into computer. Well, this, it seems, doesn't need to be opened. The story says in yesterday's Mail Online. I mean, I quite like the Daily Mail. I know it's not popular with lots of people, but, you know. A new class of cyber attack is threatening PCs. Emails which infect PCs without the user even having to open an attachment. The user will not even be warned it's happening. The only message that appears is loading. Okay? So if you get an email and it suddenly says loading, I mean, does it say what to do here? The email automatically downloads malicious software onto your computer from elsewhere the moment a user clicks to open it. The mails themselves are not infected and thus will not set off many web security defense packages like your virus shields or anything like that. People are saying it's particularly dangerous. This sort of spam also affects cautious users like me, okay, which would never open an unknown attachment or link. Now, that's me, definitely. And I have to tell you, boys and girls, before, because as you know, it's my little birthday, I'm having a little birthday on Sunday. If you send me one of those online greeting cards, okay, as an attachment, I'm afraid I will not open it. I just don't open those things. It's all very well saying, oh, no, it's me that sent it. You can never be sure. Do you see what I mean? So I don't open online cards, but if you want to send a little picture or something within the body of an email, you know, or just a message, just a normal email saying happy birthday, that's all right, of course. Hark at me, you know, telling people what sort of emails, what sort of cards are sent. No, seriously though, I don't open those cards, especially I think the Hallmark ones. There was a few of those with viruses a while ago. I just cannot afford to have a virus come into this computer. It says the new emails, dubbed drive-by emails, have been detected by computer research. It automatically downloads. I told you that. Now, let's see. Is there any way to do this? To stay safe, the security company advises switching all security settings in email software to maximum and updating your browser to the latest version so it's protected against malicious software. Okay, so interesting story there. And I don't know how they've managed to produce this thing. This is another thing that computer users have to watch out for. It just goes on and on. It's not, not as if you've got your own problems where your own software, your own computer's crashing on their own. We needed something else to deal with as well now. And another story here. A lovely, lovely, lovely story, this. Again, in the Mail Online. In supermarkets here in the UK, we have a type of bread, and it's called tiger bread. Okay? I don't know why it's called tiger bread, or it might be just Sainsbury's. I don't know if it's called tiger bread. It's just like bread, and it's got white markings on it. Doesn't look anything like a tiger. And the markings also do not look like they're from a tiger. Anyway, the story goes, as I say, in the Mail Online on Thursday. Lily Robinson, the story goes, they say the customer is always right, but not many can claim to being so right. They are forced a supermarket to change one of its products. You will absolutely love this story. Little Lily Robinson can, however, after the 3-year-old girl got Sainsbury's to rename its tiger bread after writing a letter saying it looked more like the markings of a giraffe. And it absolutely does. I mean, it really does. If you're sitting at home there, type in tiger bread. Okay, or maybe even giraffe bread into the Google there, or Sainsbury's. So type in Sainsbury's. I wonder if that'll work. Let me do it for you, so I know it will. What's that noise I can hear? Oh, I know what that is. I've been woken up a couple of mornings actually by noises on the roof. Now I was rather what? Oh, hang on, Sainsbury's. Let me just do this first. There it is, Sainsbury's giraffe bread, okay? Type in Sainsbury's giraffe bread and then you'll get a little picture of the... actually, can I show you? I think I might be able to show this picture. Yes, I can. Save image. Yeah, let me show you this picture. Giraffe bread. Giraffe bread. There we are, we've saved that. So have a little look at this. This is giraffe bread, okay? Sainsbury's giraffe bread. Do you see that? And indeed it does in fact look like the markings on a giraffe, doesn't it? But I'm sure you'll agree, it looks nothing at all like the markings on a tiger. So I don't know why anyone ever called it tiger bread. Did I say tiger bread? Was it yeah, tiger? Well, it doesn't look anything like the markings on a tiger, but possibly a giraffe. Anyway, Lily Robinson sent them a letter. Lily, who gave her ages 3.5, fired off her comments to the company last May, suggesting the name be altered. And here is the said letter here. I think you can see that there. Okay, the little letter, and she signed it at the bottom as well. And the letter she wrote was, Dear Sainsbury's. She's put lots of S's. Sainsbury's. Why is tiger bread called tiger bread? It should be called giraffe bread. Love from Lily Robinson, age 3.5. And she's got Lily, she signed her name at the bottom there as well, bless her heart. And lots of little kisses to the man at Sainsbury's, okay? I think I can actually show you these letters a little bit better. Am I allowed to use these letters? Hang on a minute. Lily's letter. Okay, let me just save that, and I might be able to show that to you a little bit better on the screen there. I don't know. Oh, and we got the Sainsbury's one as well. There it is. Just a minute. Sainsbury's letter. There we are. I should be able to show you those. I hope you can see those all right. Okay, those of you watching the show. There's Lily's letter. Here comes the Sainsbury's letter. And reply from Sainsbury's said, thanks so much for your letter. I think, now this is just so nice. I think renaming tiger bread giraffe bread is a brilliant idea. It looks much more than the blotches on the giraffe than the stripes on the tiger, doesn't it? Which it absolutely does. It's called tiger bread because the first baker who made it a long time ago thought it looked simply and stripely like a tiger. Maybe they were a bit silly, says this bloke. I really liked reading your letter, so I thought I would send you a little present. It's put a £3 gift card in the letter. If you ask your mum to take you to Sainsbury's, you could perhaps buy some of your own tiger bread, and maybe if mum and dad say it's okay, you can get some sweeties too. Please tell an adult to wait 48 hours before using this card. I'm glad you wrote into us and hope you like spending your gift card. See you in store soon. From Chris King, age 27 and 1/3, customer manager. I love it. What a wonderful, wonderful story. We like to hear stories like that, especially in these times of miserableness and whatever. It says the girls' supermarket was put up and it's gone viral. I'm not quite sure what that means. Gone viral. I think that means lots of people saw it. 8 months later, with over 150,000 likes on Facebook, because she had a campaign going on Facebook to change tiger bread to giraffe bread, and it is absolutely true. It looks much, much more like a giraffe on there. So well done to Lily. Okay, some emails now, boys and girls. First of all, hello to Mickey Roo. Hello, Mickey, who says, it's Michael here. Just wanted to get a mention on your show and to say happy birthday. May you have many, many more years doing this show. And that's from Mickey. Thank you, Mickey. Nice to hear from you. I haven't heard from you for so long. When's the last time we spoke? God, it's ages ago. Ages and ages ago. And hello to someone who hasn't been around for a long time, our friend Jennifer. It's Jenny from the block. Jenny from the block. Jennifer is back in the house. It's been months. She says, hi, Chris. I know I've been absent for quite some time. Quite some time? It's got to be coming on a year, Jennifer. It has. Must be at least a year, dear. She says, but life really has taken me for a wild ride. I think the last time I communicated with you was around last August when it was Dallas's birthday, in which you sang for it. Oh, maybe it's nearly a year, dear. We're practically at August now. Only February, March, April, May, June, July. Only 7 months to go. 7 months to go. I've become a grandma. Oh, you poor old soul. Have you got one of those chairs now with the wings? Have you now got a handbag, Jennifer? And you must, if you're a grandma, you have to get a handbag, and you must always have mints. You must have mints in your handbag. You know, like Fox's Glacier mints or something like that. You must, dear. Nannies do that sort of thing. Oh, you poor old soul. I'm still trying to grasp the shock of it, and the baby is almost 9 months old now. I've pretty much separated myself from the baby and my daughter because I was, and I still am, so angry about it all. My husband's been absent for 15 months now, and this quote was, not my problem. Okay. The baby's father bolted out of the baby and my daughter's life, and my daughter's own father has done nothing to help. It's difficult, isn't it? Sorry to hear that, really. My daughter doesn't do much of anything but Facebook regularly. It really angers me to no end to come home after a full day's work to a messy home and kitchen when I've cleaned it all the day before. Do you know what, Jennifer? I have the same problem here, dear. You know, I go to work and I come back and the kitchen's all messy. And the strange thing is, it's only been me that's here. I don't understand how it happens. Sometimes I go into my kitchen and I can't find my worktops. There's all this stuff all over them. How does that happen? It's only me here. I don't understand it. She says, needless to say, I have been out of sort of mentality. I'm still working at Kellogg's, and that seems to me my only refuge away from the stress. That's why I work every night, you know. Because I get so messy in this house, and I have to leave the house. But when I come back, I don't get it. It's still like it. Wasn't like that at my mum's house. Wasn't. Because I used to leave the house in the morning when I was living with my mum and dad. You know, and it was a little bit messy after breakfast. And then, when I come back from school, it was all tidy. How does that happen? It's some sort of magic that's conjured up, I'm sure. I've got a very itchy eye this morning. It's the itchy eye syndrome. Let me just give it a good old... Come on, I've got a little bit of my face cream in here, because I do like to try and have a wash before I come on in the morning. Put my face cream on to make me look a little bit younger. She says, I will say I party a lot more and hang out with friends a lot more than I ever used to. Anyway, anything, just so I'm not at home. What a shame you don't hear. You could come to my karaoke and quiz nights. Got a new quiz night starting next Tuesday in Rotherhithe. But just recently, in the last 2 weeks, I've begun playing your podcasts at work and just love to hear you ramble and hear everyone else comment. It seems that you have quite a few more listeners now. Yes, I don't know why. It's like in the last couple of weeks, it's suddenly shot up. There's about 3,000 downloads a day going out on the audio-only podcast. The video one still hangs around the sort of same mark, so a little bit higher than it was. Although, as Fag Ashley said, she hadn't even heard of Vicky lately, what about Suko? What's up with her? Well, she's doing her own thing. She hasn't got time for me anymore, I'm afraid. I'm abandoned, boy. I have been abandoned, boys and girls. I am an orphan. Clearly, I am now an orphan. People, they pop in for a little period of time, sometimes a couple of years, and then they just disappear. And once again, I'm orphaned. I may have to move into an orphanage. Absolutely. No, there's no one. Mum and Dad are gone. And then you disappear. You disappear yourself. And other people disappear bit by bit. I am an orphan. Abandoned. Abandoned to the horrors of this world. I am. As I listen to your podcast, all my co-workers have been commenting on where you've been, and glad to hear your British accent fills my office once again. Not that they are listening to what you're saying. Well, pay attention. I hope I'm not on in the background. This is not a background show. I should be most disappointed if I find out I'm on in the background. I've never heard anything like it. That's a bloody insult, that is. On in the background? How dare you? But I'm that listening, and they hear an occasional laugh out loud from me. I don't know why I kind of faded away. Oh, are you faded away as well? My God. So you're Nan and you're fading away. It's all bad news, really, isn't it, Jennifer, this email? I guess just the stress and the new job responsibilities have filled my plate that I forget to put on my favourite listening programmes. But hear me out. Never again. I need my quiz to get me through the day. Well, good luck on your property searches. And I'm here listening to you, even though I may not comment much. Much love from Jenny. Thank you, Jennifer. Nice to hear from you. And if you were with us for yesterday's show, you will know that I have found a little property now. And that's starting to go through. The old money man is telling me what to do, and solicitor has been sorted. It's all happening slowly but surely. Things move at an absolute snail's pace here in the UK when you want to buy a place. I'll tell you that now. How are we doing for time? Now, Jennifer did send in another email saying, I hope your tooth is feeling well. I don't know. I mean, we're going to leave it for another couple of weeks and see how it goes. It's just so sensitive, that tooth at the back. It really is. I was surprised to hear the cost of a root canal in the UK. Now, did I tell you how much he quoted me for that? For some reason, I thought it was going to be at £800. He's quoted me it will cost about £250. Which is still a hell of a lot of money, but of course not as bad as the £800. I do go to a private dentist. You can go on the NHS. I think it's a little bit cheaper. But when you go to a private dentist, it's so much better. It really is. So there's no waiting. If 11 o'clock appointment is 11 o'clock. Not about 11:45 when he's finished seeing everyone else. You do get seen on time, and it's much, much better run, I have to say. Jennifer says, I don't know about you, but unfortunately I had 5 root canals and one is a double root canal. When I was in my teens, I was infected with German measles. Up until that time in my life, my teeth had always been fine, only having a cavity or two here and there. That's where I am, I suppose, here and there cavities. Well, after getting sick, a year after that, my teeth went to pot. They didn't all occur at the same time, but within a few years of each other. I had to have 5 of the procedures done. I'm glad I had dental insurance, she said. Prof, for what it's worth. In some cases, our dental insurances only cover $1,500 American dollars a year. The procedure for the root canals were not only painful, but the cost was outrageous. In most cases, the procedure was covered up to 80% and we have to pay the remaining 20% out of our pocket. But to have a crown put in place of the ground down dead tooth that still remains in your jaw is more than enough to just say rip that tooth out. The insurance doesn't cover the cost, a whole lot of the crown cost, and if you've gone over the $1,500 limit, it's all out of pocket. Needless to say, I'm not going to walk around with missing teeth. I have everything beautifully done to maintain my vanity. So think very carefully about your decision on that. Bridges aren't cheap either. But then again, what do I know about UK dental practices? I just know that here in the States, we get taken for. Yeah, I do know that actually. The medical care costs in the States is astronomical. Don't get me wrong, fantastic hospitals and doctors there, but it's really, really expensive. And we were talking about if you had noisy neighbours, what's that like? And Jennifer says, as for noisy neighbours, I have. I live in a condo complex where there are about 40 units that face each other. The building is like a C or U shape, but the ones on the ends have their back porches facing the parking lot. It's horrible to have to hear inconsiderate people drive up and at all hours of the day at night with their stereos booming, or when they're walking to the condo or any elevator, we have to hear loud conversations or screamings. Yeah, there's just no consideration for people sometimes. Myself and my neighbours, we have great consideration for each other, but, I do wonder sometimes if we're in the minority, to be honest. She says, as for the walls being thin, you can hear the screaming of angry people and it echoes down the stairwells. As for music, I was once busted by the old lady above me. Frankie Goes to Hollywood song Relax is one of my favourite 80s songs. It once came on the radio and I turned every radio I had onto the station and it blasted to hell. She ended up calling me and asking me to turn it down. My gosh, I was irritated as hell. It was only once that I'd ever done that in this complex, and it was early afternoon. Mind you, I would never do this in the evening or night time, but I surely do think the elderly are just a bit too sensitive. Well, I don't know. I mean, I remember at my niece's wedding last year, we would... the disco started, after the food and all that, the entertainment, where we had a band, she had a band and a disco as well. And literally, as soon as the band started playing, my aunt, who's in her 70s, firstly, she immediately said to me, oh, it's a bit loud, isn't it? And I thought, no. They always moan it's loud, don't they? Elderly people. Put some earplugs in. We want to be able to hear it. Mind you, my best friend Ron, he always says I have the television up very loud. Although I don't notice it. Sort of half volume, number 5. That's not loud, is it? Eh? I don't know. Anyway, I liked Matthew's video response. He can keep his cold weather, minus 40 degrees, holy cold. He may as well be in the Arctic. Have a great day from Jen. So thanks very much for that, Jen. And John Golding, I do hope you enjoyed. He says, kicking back here with a large vodka and Coke while watching your show. Oh, well, can we not have drunk people watching the show? But if you don't mind, I am teetotal and I expect you to be too. All right? That's it from the show today. I'm going to have my hair cut later on. I think my haircut later on this Friday. All right? And I'll see you on the next show. Thanks for watching and listening. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye.